Welcome to another edition of Biro Sports Talk. I'm your host, Biro. As always, with the new setup, I had to get those shares out, so that's why we're a little 2 minutes late. But that's okay, because here we are live. So, if you are on Twitch, hey, how's it going? If you are on Facebook, that's the other one. Welcome. If you're on YouTube, hey, we're here as well. So, got a lot to talk about. Let's start with our picks from last week. So, every week we pick who should win the NFL games. I will say it's not as good as week 2, but overall it was a very good week. Going 12-4 in picks is a very good week. Now, the 4 picks that we miss, just got to double check, make sure I get the right games. Definitely lost Jacksonville, Miami. I thought Minshew would come through. He failed miserably. The Dolphins destroyed in that. I counted the Cincinnati-Philly tie as a loss because technically, when they tie, no one wins. Arizona-Detroit. Detroit came back and won that one. And I also chose Baltimore. And of course, Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore is Baltimore. That moves my total to 36-12. I get 3 right before I miss one. That's pretty much how that looks. Not bad still. Not bad. So, here we are. Staring at week 4. Now, I have my sheet. You guys probably can't tell because I can't tell by the little itty bitty screen in front of me. But, Pittsburgh at Tennessee. Postponed to another week. So, fantasy goers, you better... Oh, shoot. I got to change my fantasy. Because I ain't got a quarterback without Ben Roethlisberger. And that's just in one league, of course, not in the league where I'm doing a lot better, as in the Biro Sports Talk League. So, got to go find a quarterback. Anyways, picks for this week. You know it's true. Woo, woo, woo. First up tonight, Denver at the Jets. I just can't wrap my head around the Jets winning this. I have to pick Denver. Denver's played well at times. Denver's done okay. And I think against a terrible Jets team, you're going to see that they can beat a terrible Jets team. Moving to Sunday. So Sunday are 1 o'clock games now that we're missing one. Starting with the Colts, starting with the Bears. You know I'm picking the Bears. I mean, if you guys have been on this channel long enough, I'm going to pick my boys a lot, even when it doesn't make sense. They're 3-0, and I think this will be a close game. I'm not saying we blow them out or anything. I do think it will be a close game. But Rivers is notorious for throwing bad throws. The Bears are a team that can pick those off and win the game. So there you go. Chicago over the Colts. Now, Cincinnati at Jacksonville at Cincinnati. This is the one I think happens. After a rough game at home for Jacksonville, I think Joe Burrows leads Cincinnati to their first victory here. This is a perfect time to get a win. It's a perfect matchup. Jacksonville's not a great team. They've beaten some teams, but they're not a great team. And I think Cincinnati puts it away here. Cleveland at Dallas. I kind of surprised myself with this pick. Looking at it, thinking talent, I went with Cleveland. Why would I go with Cleveland? I'm picking this up. It kind of balances my picks, honestly, picking Cleveland here. And Dallas just seems to That whole NFC East is just falling apart, honestly. So Cleveland's who I got. New Orleans at Detroit. I'm going Saints, man. I know Detroit got a win last week. I'm kind of surprised because, you know, it wasn't that way for the longest time. They got the win, though, and that's what matters. But the Saints beat Detroit. Seahawks at Miami. Russell, let the man cook. Wilson, he's got that in the bag. Tom Brady in Tampa versus the Chargers at Tampa. I'm going Buccaneers. I mean, it's a game that they should win. Justin Herbert's still the starter as far as I know. I haven't seen any updates on Taylor, but Herbert's been doing okay. But Buccaneers for sure. Baltimore at Washington. Baltimore bounces back hard. And I mean, they're going to bounce back hard. They're going to take it to Washington. I think they're going to win this one easy. Ravens. Arizona at Carolina. This one was tough for me because Carolina can be a decent team. I can't say good, but I say decent. But I'm going Arizona. Arizona with Hopkins. It just seems like they broke it open with that one. Last 1 o'clock game, Minnesota at Houston. Houston's gone 0-3 back to back, or 2 of the last 3 years. And they made playoffs the last time. But they do need to start winning, and I think Minnesota's the team they're going to do that against. As much as I think Minnesota's a decent team, they've fallen apart for some reason, and I think that Houston will find that. 4 o'clock game. So, the first 4 o'clock game, 4:05, you got the Rams. Giants at the Rams. Rams win, of course. Rams losing a tough one to Buffalo, but prove they belong in the conversation. So, definitely Rams on that one. The 2 4:25 games, you got New England at Kansas City. Going Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes. I've always called him Patrick. I don't call him Pat, but Patrick Mahomes, because that's what Mama wants him called, beats New England's Cam Newton. I think it would be a neat game. I say neat because when Patrick wants to turn it on, he'll turn it on. I do think Cam will do decent in this game, but I think Kansas City pulls it out. Buffalo at Las Vegas. Another 2 good teams. I'm sorry, but I just can't put Vegas in that tier with Buffalo right now. And I say right now, I think they can get there. But I don't think they're there now. But Buffalo wins. That's the point I'm making. Buffalo's a pretty darn good team. 8:20 game, you got Philadelphia at San Francisco. I think San Francisco gets this. They're just so good depth-wise. And Philadelphia's just crumbling. Falling apart. Going San Francisco in that one. Monday night, Atlanta. Green Bay. As much as I want to give Atlanta this, Green Bay's a very good team. Green Bay, I can see going 4-0, leaving Atlanta confused at 0-4. So Green Bay it is. Because why not? Why not? So, as you've heard, phones stop buzzing. Even put it on the floor, but it just amplifies the bzz noises. But that's okay. Like I said, great time in the NFL. So, big news though. Like I said, Tennessee versus Pittsburgh has been postponed. Essentially, they're taking away both bye weeks, from what I'm understanding, and somehow they're going to play later on in the season. I didn't see what their bye weeks were, but from my understanding, they'll end up playing, and the NFL will rearrange some games so that they can play. Other big news. We'll address it during the NBA portion of the broadcast. Let's go straight into baseball, though. Baseball in the playoffs. Let's start with the homer teams because we do live. I live in Ohio. Ohio, yeah, we have to spell it every time. Anyways, we got some interesting games. White Sox losing to the Athletics right now. Series tied 1-1. Winner moves on. Yankees moved on. Let's just go back a day. We'll go back a day. Go back a day. Yeah. So the Yankees moved on 2-0, swept the Indians. Astros swept the Twins. So much for that AL Central. Tampa Bay swept the Blue Jays. I mean, they were young. Made sense. And now today, like I said, the White Sox are losing currently, top of the ninth. They got to get it done. 6-4. Padres, Cardinals just started. Braves swept the Reds. The Reds are out, leaving Ohio once again. No postseason. We got a late game for Dodgers Brewers, and we got a postponed game right now for Marlins Cubs. Marlins up 1-0. Fun fact, Marlins have never lost a series in the postseason. Every time they make the postseason, they make it to the World Series and win. Now, intriguing that that's a thing. I'm trying to see why it's postponed right now. Because of forecast for rain. It's all because of rain. Yes, it did rain today. I mean, still thinking Yankees-Dodgers on this one. Dodgers are just a complete team. I would not be surprised with the White Sox losing. Just eliminating the AL Central. Yeah, so fun times. Here we go. Now, there's been a lot of interesting comments in the basketball world. I say that because right now I'm seeing an article that says Kemba Walker was definitely not himself in the bubble. I'm seeing Irving and KD says Nets coaching will be collaborative, meaning multiple coaches working together. And this is new. The NFL has new protocols. Let's go into that real quick before we dive into the NBA Finals. All right, so right now they have a protocol. Oh, sorry. Wow. These yawns are just taking up all the air. So the Titans have been testing positive currently, and that's why their games got canceled this week. So the enhanced protocols include 2 daily tests. One is the nasal swab, one is the point of care test. Both, you have to test negative on both before entering the facility. I mean, you gotta have the PPE, face mask, yada yada yada. Yeah, I mean the Raiders showed up to an event without any masks and got in trouble pretty much. And I don't remember if I said 15 to my friends or not, But the Titans are at a total of 13 employees, including 6 players. They all have tested positive. The game has been postponed and will be just rescheduled later for this season. And if you have fantasy, it's just terrible, man. Because now you got to drop everything and find guys because one team could not play. Yeah. All right, so NBA news, just because we want, you know me, I'm basketball. That's what I do. Yesterday played basketball. That's what I do. So, today Doc Rivers signs a 5-year deal to be the coach of the 76ers. Only coach to struggle. Man. Struggles with great talent. I say that because he had a great Boston team. He had a great Clippers team twice. He had a great Clippers team where it was Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, and Blake Griffin. Then he had, of course, the current year team that should have, contended at least. They were even up 3-1 in the series and lost. Oh, how unfair life is. But we'll see if he can make the magic work with the 76ers guys. Now, if you didn't watch Game 1 of the NBA Finals, boy, was it dead. I didn't get to watch it, but I tried to tune in the third quarter, and I saw a big deficit, and I was just like, nope, going to sleep. Too sore, basketball, yada yada. Well, I didn't know Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo, both doubtful for Game 2. One has a foot issue. The other one has a neck strain, is what it said. They've been saying shoulder, but neck strain is what this one is. Oh, sorry. I mean, the Heat are doing everything they should. They're not using excuses. They're looking at this and saying, "Hey, next man up, man." They need to come through. And looking at the stats, yeah, they needed it. They needed it. You may be asking why. Why did they needed it, Batman? Yeah, that was a terrible impression. Sorry. I didn't commit fully. But as I said last night, it was just 116-98. That's just bad. 18-point win. Oh man, sorry. Give me the box score. Don't know why it took so long. But when you look at the stats, I mean, Jimmy Butler got his 23. He did. Jay Crowder got 12. Bam only got 8 because he got hurt. Dragic only got 6 because he got hurt. But the one that's really upsetting is Duncan Robinson. Big fat 0. Of course, you got Nunn. You have Hero. Both came to play. I mean, they gave Hero a negative 35. I mean, Hero could have hit more shots. But they both got double digits. That's what you need from your bench. Iguodala came with 7. That's all he needs to really do either. Olenek had 4. Solomon Hill has 4. Daniel Jones Jr., whoever he is, Jr., had 2. It's not going to get it done when this is the other team. The other team, of course. Anthony Davis with 34. James with 25. Right there's enough to just be like, that's enough. Game over. Danny Green had 11. KCP had 13. Dwight Howard had 2, which is surprising, and they were both free throws. But he did really well rebounding with 8. Markieff Morris at 8. You got Rondo with 7. You got Caruso with 10. Quinn Cook with 3. Kuzma with 3. So, I mean, interesting. You just would have liked to see the Heat put up more points. I mean, 8 turnovers, that's not too bad. Looking at rebounds, you got 36 to 54. Ooh. 54 by the Lakers. You got to have more rebounds, and that's probably where this game went away from them. I do think the Lakers are going to win in 6. I say 6 because I was hoping the Heat would put up some fight. And I think if they rest these 2 guys, they could steal 2. But it'll be like Lakers win 2, then the Heat win 1, Lakers win 1, go 3-1, then another one for the Heat. So, good times. All right. We're 25 minutes in. This has been Today's been an energy day, if you can't tell. I can feel the energy, and I can feel myself just going bam, 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 moving really quick, wanting to move really quick through everything. But we do have college football to talk about. Yeah. You guys talk about that. The big news today, the Mountain West Conference released their schedule. I've seen Boise State's passed around. That was a big one. The biggest thing for them was there's no separate conferences for once. So if you have, before, if you had 2 really good on one side, like one division, that didn't matter. This year, it matters. So what I mean by it matters is they're supposed to be separate divisions. This year there is no divisions. It's just the 2 best teams with the best winning percentage will play in the title game in December. So you got October 24th, the 31st, 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th, December 5th, and 12th. What I find interesting looking at this schedule, do they all play +1? It feels like they play +1s, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're playing a +1 schedule. Because I see the Hawaiis, I see New Mexico, BYU, the ones I find interesting, though, are the open and the to-be-announced dates for Air Force and San Diego State. It's very interesting in the world that we live in that they even have open dates right now. See, this is mostly the Mountain West schedule. I do know Air Force will play Navy and Army, so that helps them. Yeah, and San Diego State's trying to get their extra opponent. Excuse me. Very, very interesting. As we know, the Buckeyes as well are coming at the end of the month. The one I wanted to look and see if I could find. Let's see if I can find a MAC schedule. So the MAC also came back. So if you didn't know, the MAC and The Mountain West both postponed till spring. Saw the Big Ten and Pac-12 come back, so now they're like, hey, we're coming back too. We need that money. So there you go. Let's see. Looking at it. I'm trying to find their number. See, they want to take center stage November 14th. Or center stage in November with 14 midweek games. Multiple Saturday games, blah, 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 blah. Just trying to find a number of games. This article is not helping with that right now. Total of 11 non-conference games. So the non-conference games are as follow. San Jose State versus Central. Coastal Carolina versus Eastern. San Diego State versus Toledo. Cincinnati at Miami. Interesting. A lot of these are at. They're all at. Interesting. Marshall at Ohio. Wyoming at Ball State. Syracuse at Western. Liberty at Bowling Green. Army at Miami. UMass at Akron. And BYU at Northern Illinois. For a full MAC schedule, looks like September 3rd. Whoa, this is not right. This is not right because this isn't the updated new schedule. This looks like an old schedule. Shocker, right? Here we go. This will probably give it to me. So just scratch everything I just said about non-conference games because that's not happening. They're playing. That's what I saw before. 6-game football schedule, beginning November 4th. There we go. The return of Maction, as they say. And I don't see a schedule. But they will return 6 games. I mean, 6 games is better than nothing. Yeah, MAC football schedules. That's what I want to see. I want to see who the Bobcats are playing, man. That's alma mater right here. Gotta see who the Bobcats are playing. Oh, all right, here we go. Let's look at this 2020 football schedule. Yep. Nope. This is not accurate. I don't think they have a schedule yet. And I say it's not accurate because I can count on one hand right now. Okay, maybe not one hand. If I could count all these on one hand, I have extra fingers that I don't know about. You got Central, you got Kent, you got Miami, you got Eastern, Bowling Green, Buffalo, Akron, Toledo. There's 8 games right there, and that's too many. I don't know if the MAC has their schedule, but they're planning to come back in November 4th. Will be released at a later date, and they have all the time in the world because today is October 1st. Yeah. Wow, okay. You know it. All right. So as you all know, the best sports talk show around. Thanks. Thanks, Katie. I appreciate it. As we wind down here with all this great magical sports talk, yeah, we gotta leave it with this. So OHSAA actually released their sports schedule for the football playoffs. What can I say? Crestview looks okay. They're gonna have an issue when they hit Spencerville, probably because they play Spencerville tomorrow. Magical. But the surprise team of the area, and I say surprise because no one really thought Van Wert would be as good as they are. But Van Wert's a very good team. Let's be honest, they are. They should probably be undefeated from what I've been hearing, because, still try to follow the local teams as much as I can. They get a bye. They get a round bye. So Vanward did very well for themselves this year. And the playoffs do look weird, I will admit, because when I look at these playoffs in Ohio, a lot of teams opted out. A lot of teams opted out. Usually there's like 50. I'm not going to go in numbers because I don't know the numbers and I'd rather have actual numbers. But more of the story, playoffs are coming in football for the locals. Thank you everyone who tuned in. Katie, I saw you tune in at least. I hope others have enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Next Thursday, 7 p.m. for sure. Look out for the gaming streams. We'll see if those come back. I mean, I've been hinting at doing more of them, and they just haven't been coming. So I'll see you all next time.